Hey guys, and welcome to the battle phase. Today we're going to be taking a look at this plant combos deck. Well, combos. This deck is built around performing one singular, very powerful combo that he will try to perform every single time. It uses strong plant starters like Lonefire Blossom to set us up to perform this full combo. Now, the deck profile will be in the description below, but it is important for you to first watch the combo so you will better understand what does the deck want to do, because this deck is built around solely doing this combo. So where does the deck needs to get us? Well, full combo is every time we can set up a Crystron Hulky Fibrex and a level 2 non-tuner on the field. If we can set these two cards up, we can go full combo. Now, how do we set up these two cards is going to be talked about at the end of the video. But first, we're going to take a look at the main combo of this deck. So let's go ahead and start this combo. First of all, we have summoned Crystron Hulky Fibrex, so we have to use his effect and summon a tuner from the deck. We are going to be summoning the Red Rose Dragon from our deck with Crystron Hulky Fibrex's effect. Next on, we are going to say a level 3 tuner and a level 2 non-tuner together gives us a level 5 synchro, and we're going to be summoning the Garden Rose Maiden here from our extra deck, triggering its effect to add Black Garden as Chainlink 2, and Red Rose's Dragon because he was used as a synchro material as Chainlink 1. Chainlink 2 Garden Rose Maiden resolves, adding to our hand the Black Garden, and then Red Rose Dragon is going to resolve, summoning from our deck Rock's Rose Dragon. We're going to then on a separate chain trigger Rock's Rose Dragon's effect to add Basil Rose Shoot from our deck to our hand. That's where we are at the moment. From here on, we are going to activate Black Garden in our field zone. From there on, we're going to link Rock's Rose Dragon and Garden Rose Maiden for a link 2, and we're going to summon in a zone Crystron Hulky Fibrex points to Artifact Dagda. Since we summoned the monster, Black Garden is going to trigger, summoning a plant token with 800 attack on our opponent's side of the field. So here we have now one token on our opponent's side. Then we're going to activate Basil Rose Shoot from our hand to revive Rock's Rose Dragon from our graveyard. This will trigger the effect of Artifact Dagda because we have used an effect which will find Artifact's Scythe from our deck and set it to our field. I would just like to mention, since Basil Rose Shoot was activated first here, that it would be Chainlink 1 and Artifact Dagda would then be Chainlink 2. Which means that the chain would resolve backwards and Artifact Dagda would first set the Scythe from the deck, and only then would the Basil Rose Shoot summon the Rock's Rose Dragon from the graveyard. And don't forget that Rock's Rose Dragon was summoned, so Black Rose Garden is going to summon another plant token with 800 attack to our opponent's side of the field, which will now make 2 tokens. Now this is the point where we want to trigger the effect of Black Rose Garden, destroying itself and all other plant monsters, which is at the current moment only the tokens on our opponent's side, and summon a monster with the combined attack of all the monsters destroyed. Don't forget, both tokens had 800 attacks, so together that's 1600, and that is exactly the attack of our Garden Rose Maiden, who's now going to get special summoned back by the effect of Black Garden. The final step we're going to do is we're going to link away a Rock's Rose Dragon, who's a dragon, and Artifact Dagda, who's a fairy, who are 2 monsters with different types, to summon Crossroads Dragon to a zone Crystron Hulky Fibrex points to. And this is where the combo for our turn is finished. We're going to end with a Garden Rose Maiden, Crossroads Dragon, and Crystron Hulky Fibrex, and a set Artifact Scythe. At this point, we pass our turn to our opponent. So now the bulk of our interruption is going to come during our opponent's turn. So it's now our opponent's turn, and the first thing we're going to do is trigger the effect of Crystron Hulky Fibrex, banishing him to special summon a tuner synchro monster from our extra deck. And that is going to be Formula Synchron. We're going to trigger his effect upon the summon. That is going to draw us one card. So we do draw one card. Next, we're going to activate the effect of Crossroads Dragon. So during either player's main phase, you can tribute this card and one plant monster, special summon one Rose Synchro monster from our extra deck. So here we have a plant monster. We're going to trigger the effect of Crossroads Dragon, tribute both cards, and we are going to go ahead and summon our Black Rose Dragon, who when this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all other cards on the field. We're going to activate Black Rose Dragon's effect as Chainlink 1, and then we're going to chain to that the effect of Formula Synchron as Chainlink 2. And that is, during your opponent's main phase, you can synchro summon using this face-up card as a synchro material. So first, we're going to then resolve the chain backwards. Formula Synchron and Black Rose Dragon are going to sync together for a 9, going for Crystron Phoenix, who on synchro summon is going to banish all spell and trap cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard. So this just banishes his cards, his spell and trap cards. And then we're gonna resolve Chainlink 1, and that was Black Rose Dragon, wiping both boards. So wiping your opponent's board and our own board. So destroying the Crystron Phoenix and the artifact Scythe we have set. Now this is gonna trigger multiple cards in our graveyard, so we're gonna go ahead and do the Chainlinks. So Chainlink 1 is now going to be Artifact Scythe because he was destroyed during our opponent's turn. As Chainlink 2, we're going to activate Crossroads Dragon that has another effect, and that is if a monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, which it was because of the Black Rose Dragon, that was Crystron Phoenix, you can banish this card, special summon one Rose Dragon from your graveyard. So we're going to use Crossroads Dragon as Chainlink 2, and then go ahead and use Crystron Phoenix as Chainlink 3, because if this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon one other monster from the graveyard. And now we're going to resolve the chain backwards. First, we're going to activate Crystron Phoenix's effect, summon one other monster from the graveyard. That's going to be special summoning the Formula Synchron. Then we're going to resolve Crossroads Dragon, banishing it to special summon the Black Rose Dragon from our graveyard back, and Artifact Scythe to special summon him from the graveyard, and you guessed it, Scythe lock our opponent. So we have now banished all of his back row, we have blown his field up, and we have Scythe locked him, but we are still not done, as we can activate Formula Synchron's effect again to synchro during our opponent's turn, this time with the Formula Synchron and Artifact Scythe. That is a level 7, and we are going to bring out Shooting Riser Dragon. We're going to trigger Shooting Riser Dragon's effect to send the monster from our deck to the graveyard to reduce his level by that number. And we are sending Fairy Tale Snow to the graveyard. We now have a ready Fairy Tale Snow in our graveyard, where we can banish 7 cards from our graveyard during either player's turn to special summon back the snow, and when she gets special summoned, we can Book of Moon, a card on our opponent's field. So we now have an extra interruption in Fairy Tale Snow, but we're not done yet, as Shooting Riser Dragon can synchro summon during our opponent's turn as well. And since we have sent Fairy Tale Snow, this is now a level 3. So you can go a level 3 Synchro Tuner and a level 7 non-tuner Synchro, and we're gonna sync these together to put our finishing card on the board. That's Satellite Warrior. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of synchro monsters in your graveyard, destroy them, and he gains 1,000 for each card destroyed. So that is how many pops? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, ladies and gentlemen, 5 pops on the Satellite Dragon, a Satellite Warrior summon, and a 5,000 attack boost if we manage to pop all 5 cards. And we are going to be finishing on this. So the whole combo together is gonna net us, in interruptions speaking, a full field blow up. Your opponent is locked out of the extra deck because of the Scythe lock. We have banished all of his back row and his spell and trap cards in the graveyard. We have an active Fairy Tale Snow in the graveyard to Book of Moon a card, and we also used Satellite Warrior to pop 5 cards on his field. When he ends his turn, we now have a Satellite Warrior ready on the field with a massive attack to finish our opponent off. Don't forget, we also drew an extra card during this combo. Now, another very interesting thing that's going to happen is that Gardener's Maiden also has another effect, and that is if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish it, target a Rose Dragon in your grave, and special summon it. So when our opponent ends his turn because he got so massively interrupted, we can banish Garden Rose Maiden, special summon Rox Rose Dragon back. Rox Rose Dragon is gonna add Basil Rose Shoot from our deck to our hand, which can be triggered to summon back Red Rose Dragon and go from there without using our normal summon. We now also have a follow-up using this combo. So this is the combo, and this whole combo comes out of a single Crystron Hulky Fibrex and a level 2 non-tuner extender. And how to get to that field, I will show you now using the cards in our opening hand. So to set us up for the combo, we are going to need either Lonefire Blossom and a card in our hand to discard, or one of the other plant starters in being Evil Thorn, or Predaplant Ophrys Scorpio, and a extender. In this case, is going to be Blackwing Guts the Backblast. So both of these options are going to bring us, well, here we're also going to need a card to discard. So it's either one of these two, like this. Both of these options, or both of these three options, is going to get us to our full combo. So let's first take a look at the option that uses only the Lonefire Blossom and a single card to discard. So we're going to start ahead by using the Lonefire Blossom here. We're going to activate its effect to sacrifice it and special summon from our deck a plant monster. So that monster is going to be Predaplant Ophrys Scorpio. And we're going to use its effect to discard a card in order to special summon from our deck Predaplant Darling Cobra. Then we're going to use Predaplant Darling Cobra's effect to add instant fusion to our hand. At this point, we can link to Darling Cobra and Ophrys Scorpio into Cross Sheep. So summoning the Cross Sheep here. And then we can activate instant fusion to summon from our extra deck Sea Monster of Theseus to a zone Cross Sheep points to. That is going to trigger the Cross Sheep, special summoning from our graveyard a monster. We're going to special summon the Lonefire Blossom, trigger Lonefire Blossom, sacrifice it again to summon a plant from our deck. This time we're going to summon Sweet Corn, who is a level 2 non-tuner. And the last thing we have to do is go with the tuner and a non-tuner. We're going to link these two together, and we are going to get ourselves the Crystron Hulky Fibrex. And this is the starting board, level 2 non-tuner and Crystron Hulky Fibrex. From here, we can go full combo. So we get the full combo from only one Lonefire Blossom. Now let's see if you weren't lucky enough to open a Lonefire Blossom, but you open one of the other plant starters, like Evil Thorn. If that's the case, you also need to open an extender and a discard to go full combo. Now, the chance to open an extender in this deck is 96.96%, which is very, very nice. So, let's go ahead and see how we can play this one out and set up our combo. We'll first activate our extender. Blackwing Guts the Backblast can be special summoned if we control no cards. And then we're gonna normal summon the Evil Thorn. Use Evil Thorn's effect, which means we can tribute him to special summon 2 other Evil Thorns from the deck in face-up attack positions. So the other 2 Evil Thorns are now gonna get summoned in attack. Now we're gonna link 2 with 2 plant monsters. And we're gonna go ahead and get our Aromasmary Jasmine that needs 2 plant monsters. And now we can tribute a plant monster, any monster, Jasmine points to, which is our extender. That's why we need the extender. And summon any plant monster from the deck. So you can guess that's going to be Lonefire Blossom is going to be our plant of choice. We're now going to go ahead and trigger Lonefire Blossom to tribute it and special summon from our deck the Predaplant Ophrys Scorpio. Trigger Ophrys Scorpio, discard our card to special summon Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra effect to get us instant fusion to our hand. Okay, now we can go Predaplant Darling Cobra and a Rosemary Jasmine. We can go this into our Cross Sheep, trigger instant fusion, special summon our Sea Monster of Theseus. Sea Monster of Theseus activates Cross Sheep's effect that will reborn the Lonefire Blossom from the graveyard. At this point, we can now tribute the Lonefire Blossom to get us Sweet Corn from our deck, which is a plant level 2 non-tuner. And now we're left with a non-tuner and a tuner in Sea Monster of Theseus. Link both of these out to get ourselves to Crystron Hockey Fibrex. Here we now have a Crystron Hockey Fibrex and the Sweet Corn. So a level 2 non-tuner and Crystron Hockey Fibrex. We're set up for our main combo. We now even have the extra Ophrys Scorpio here, because why not? Now, the other option to get to this starting board is using Predaplant Ophrys Scorpio as a starter. So let's see how that goes. We're going to need to open Ophrys Scorpio as our starter, another extender, we're going to this time use the Colico Clockrow, and a discard. Out of these three, we can again start our combo. Okay, now taking a look how the other plant starter, Ophrys Scorpio, gets us to the full combo with an extender and a discard. Normal summoning Predaplant Ophrys Scorpio. I'm going to trigger its effect, discard a card, special summon Predaplant Darling Cobra from our deck, trigger Predaplant Darling Cobra's effect to add instant fusion to our hand. So we're going to add instant fusion. Then we're going to use our extender. Calico Clockrow can be special summoned when we control the dark, and both are darks. So we have to special summon in this or this zone. This is important because now we're going to use two plant monsters for a link to. We're going to special summon our Rosemary Jasmine, and it's important that now the Jasmine points to our extender, just like in the last combo, because now we can sacrifice Colico Tribute, Colico Clockrow, in order to get any plant from our deck because of the effect of Rosemary Jasmine. And the plant we're getting, you guessed it, is going to be Lonefire Blossom, and then in turn tribute itself to special summon Sweet Corn from the deck. Now you can just directly summon Sweet Corn, of course. Sweet Corn is going to be a level 2 non-tuner, so that's set. We only need the Hockey Fibrex. For that, we're going to activate Instant Fusion. Summoning from our extra deck, level 5 or lower fusion monster, that's going to be Sea Monster of Theseus, who also happens to be a tuner. And now we have a non-tuner and a tuner. So here we go, linking that off into Crystron Hockey Fibrex. And again, we have that level 2 non-tuner and the Crystron Hockey Fibrex on the field. We're set to perform the full combo. So it's pretty consistent. Now, the deck is built in a way that if you open well enough, you can also protect yourself from hand traps using the Herald of the Arclight. We also have in the extra deck. But for that and for all the choices in the deck and how the deck actually looks like, be sure to visit the link in the description and take a look at the deck profile. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.